Welcome to the Mental Performance Playbook, brought to you by The Athlete's Health. My name is Gabe Rummel, founder of The Athlete's Health, creator of the Mental Performance Playbook, our From Noack Mental Gym, and making this podcast, these episodes, to help the coaches or the parents or the athletes understand the mental side of the game and how to train it, how to build it up, just like the top athletes do, having actionable exercises that we can apply immediately. Now, I just got back from a trip to Utah, scouting out a couple things, working with some of the collegiate coaches, and it was a great experience. But that, with some other instances that are happening right now currently, made me have today's episode come up as our talking points for today. This is going to be a fun one. It's levels to the game. The mental game, tying it to the physical game. These are levels to it. There's the cat, if you're watching this on YouTube. Levels to the game, though. We do not have to spend too much time on this, but we do need to talk about this because it is important to see the journey and know what is going to be presented when it comes. All right, so let's get into this. Number one is starting out. That Peewee ball game. It's just learning the fundamentals, but it can be about having tremendous fun too. There is this kid, it's ran by his dad on Instagram. His name is Way, and they do baseball. Now, this kid is literally 1 or 2 years old, but he is hitting home runs in their garage and out at the T-ball field from pitches as a 1 or 2-year-old. He's switch hitting sides, and he is still working on the fundamentals. He's grasping it. But what they are also doing is they are also working on the mental side, not only the mental IQ of the game itself of baseball, and they do jujitsu, they do other sports, so they're not isolating. They're also not doing one fundamental swing. Like I said, they're switch hitting. So I do have great respect actually for the father who also coaches baseball, etc., from what I have gathered. But the important piece with this too is the dad constantly is training the mental side of the game, what to do, how to think about it, how to handle the situations, the routines, what they are implementing. And that's how we should be coaching the young side. So if you're thinking back, what did I learn when I was in Peewee? You probably learned just the fundamentals, just getting into the sport, running around, chasing after the soccer ball. Until we get to stage number 2, elementary. Now, elementary, I wrote down, it's the very basics. You're competing, but you're also growing. You're having fun with it. It is getting more competitive now, though, especially nowadays. Travel ball be going crazy, right? So it is more competitive, but we are growing. We're having fun with it. Hopefully, it is the very basics, ironing those out, getting all the kinks out, and making sure that our skills are to top tier for it. Once again, at that point for TAH, we have done very general mental training at the elementary level. I'm talking about younger elementary level. Now, as you reach 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, especially, but 4th and 5th grade, where sometimes that's still elementary school, if those kids are very competitive, or if they are just maybe quote unquote more naturally gifted, which I don't like to say that, they have probably practiced, but they have grasped it easier than some other people. All of a sudden, when we implement mental training, this is the age actually who tracks every day with us, who checks in, who does the exercises day in, day out, or says if they don't. So I do like this group because if we can implement mental training at this level, it's going to set up for much more success moving forward. Until we get to number 3. This is the middle school. Now, this is where, at least for the competitive teams and competitive student athletes, we can start training this. Because what we see at the middle school, and I've seen this time and time again, is different growth spurts, different strengths, different strong suits. People are expanding in all different directions, and we need to play to our strengths. And the one key piece about the mental side of the game that I have not said yet, but I am saying it now because if we haven't done it up to this point, this is when it is a necessity, is that mental side of the game never takes dips. It never gets hurt. It can always be growing. It can always get stronger and be trained. And that is the beauty of middle school athletics. I have seen this personally with athletes we have worked with where they maybe were one of the top athletes, but now they get into middle school and they're not growing. Other kids are, and they feel like they're left behind and they do not know how to handle it. Parents have tried different things, still just unsure. It's vice versa too. Maybe they're growing too much and now they feel weird, they feel awkward. But when we can start training the mental game, especially when they're already doing all the physical stuff, when we throw in the mental training, then they have all the resources, all the exercises to set them up for success. And we see it. We see the flip. It's amazing to see. So if you're in that age group as a parent or a coach, start implementing some mental training. Go back through other episodes. Go look at some of our free resources online and use it, or reach out to us. We'd love to help that out, because middle school leads into high school. And this is when I say high school is honing. High school is honing and growing, because that is what's happening. I know when we're in high school, because it's getting closer to 10 years ago now, that when I was in high school. Not quite that long, but I still remember, and I've worked with a ton of high schoolers. Sometimes in that age range, you feel like you're pretty big, right? I mean, you feel like, oh, wow, we're a lot bigger than some of these other kids, than these younger kids, until you get to the college level, which we'll get to that in a second. But TAH has firsthand experience with that across different sports now. So high school, we are honing and growing, because the thing is, if we're going to stop at high school, that is totally okay. 100%. That's what I did. Stop at high school. But hone and grow within those 4 windows, 4 years, to the greatest ability that we can. And when we do that, if you're honing in those mental skills, those mental exercises, strengthening them, each year they compound, you get stronger and stronger and stronger until your performance is what you want it to be. Yes, the physical has to match it, but without the mental side, there's no matching, and the physical will plateau. That's why we call this growing, because just like you think your muscles have more connections, that's what we need to do. But at the high school level is where it's really important to start honing that in, because for a lot of the athletes, that's it. They're done. So high school is when we start honing. Middle school is if we did not start yet, we start learning these exercises. High school is hone them in. It does not have to take long to hone them in, by the way. Then we move into college if we want to. And really, it starts all over again at a whole new level. As TH is preparing some work for some college camps and programs, and then also a ton of the high school still. It's a new level. It's a new shock. It's new competition. Everything is new. Now that pond just got so much bigger. If you were looking at the pond of the state, or even of just the conference that you're in high school, all of a sudden that pond is the entire world. And that world is scary and big, and why we need these mental exercises. But the other pieces that in this is, at that level now, it's a whole nother type of mental exercise, because now our athletes are not at home with you, the parents or the coaches. In fact, they're actually with the coach probably a lot more, but they're not with the parent at all. And the times that they're not with the team and the coach, they got to figure it out. You have to figure it out as the athlete. And that is a whole new level, a whole new direction of mental exercises to strengthen, and mental performance training to have. So at the college level, it does not stop. It actually exponentially grows. And we already thought it exponentially grew at the high school level, because it does. That leads us to the last and final piece, the professional level. Now, we're not going to spend a lot of time at the professional level here, because frankly, we love to help out the people that we do know at the professional level and we have talked to and have had a fortunate enough to have those conversations, and we have more coming up actually on the podcast too, these episodes. But at the professional level, it is all about performance. You're usually already the best of the best. You have the skills. It's just about honing them, and it really is about performance. It's about that contract, because at that level, and this is what the scary piece is, it's the business. But that level, and why TAH is here and why the Mental Performance Playbook keeps going, is because that professional business level has now successfully dripped into the collegiate level. And it is also dripping into the high school level. And yes, there are middle schoolers who have been recruited and signed for their college letter of intent of where they are playing their sport. And that, my friends, staying in with this episode, is why we went through the levels of this game. I'm talking about the mental, but the performance, sports performance game, because that top level is dripping down. Whether we like it or not, it is here. NIL is in college, NIL is in high school, and middle schoolers are being recruited. Whether that's the path we want or not, these mental skills are here for sports and life. As we wrap this up, I hope you found today's episode exciting, useful. If you want more actionable mental exercises, go check out some of our past episodes. Go check out online at Instagram, Facebook, we post a lot. TikTok, we post some. It's usually Gabe Rummel, TAH. Facebook is The Athlete's Health. And please reach out if you'd like to have a mental training session. We'd love to help you out. We can do it for free for that first one, a credit and 2 more sessions. If you want other resources, we have them online. Reach out. And my last ask, if you made it this far, so if you found this episode exciting, useful, please share it with someone. Share it with someone who could use it, and give it a 5-star, subscribe, whatever the platform is that you're listening this on, do it. My name's Gabe Rummel. We will catch you next week. We may or may not be in this studio. Crazy updates coming for TAH, but let's have some fun while we do it. Catch you next week. Keep training. Peace.